on eBay for the Rodecaster Pro. So we can immediately get rid of the Scarlett. Not that the Scarlett is bad, but it has more XLR options, more input options, and it's touchscreen, and it's got all this other stuff. Double check YouTube.
I think this is it. Get out of here.
Looks like we're live, or we're live.
Go home. Live. Click live. Is it? Oh.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Live.
Nice.
It's just a little bit of a delay and latency on my computer end, so I don't know, or my iPad.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lot. Oh no. You close it, reopen it.
How do I turn this stupid thing? Oh. Move your microphone to your face and.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Good?
You're there's like a 30-second delay.
Yeah, it looks like it's really. But I don't know. I know you can change the latency options on there, but I don't know. Well, we're live, so.
Oh, you sound good.
All right, cool.
That was a long delay. It was like a minute.
Yeah, I can see. So you want to do an intro? You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right.
I didn't prep that part.
All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Pressed Podcast, joined by your host, myself, Eli.
Jeff?
And today we're actually streaming this live from YouTube instead of Twitch. Normally we've been doing them on Twitch, but we've had too many issues back and forth, and we figured YouTube would provide us a little bit more longevity and maybe less issues.
Yeah, first time YouTube.
Yeah, so first time YouTube. Not our first YouTube video. If you guys are here, you guys have already got access to our first YouTube video, so you guys can check that out. We've got other uploads for the other videos of the podcast coming soon. We'll get those uploaded. You guys will not be seeing the first episode, however, as we discussed, unfortunately.
It was
or the second, really. Like it's the first one.
Error
the first two.
On all of our parts.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. But we are gonna upload those raw footage just straight to our Patreon account. So we are gonna make a Patreon account. Stay tuned for the link. We'll post that in our bio so you guys can check that out eventually. But we'll post the raw footage of both of them to there so you guys can check those out and watch. That way you guys can enjoy that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that? I don't have anything else.
No,
I think that's
it. Let's just start.
All right, cool.
Getting to it.
So Friday, as always, as per usual, as it's been.
Did you start back up work today?
I did. No, I started back up work yesterday.
Oh.
So Thursday I went in and I did like a half day shift, and it's going to be a little bit more consistent for me. For those that don't know, we've already got like 4 viewers, which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, well, it dropped to 3, but that's fine.
I lost him.
Yeah, we lost them.
No more wows.
Yeah. I've been working like super minimal. So it's been thanks to you. You've been keeping me busy and keeping me employed. Just been work's been sucking, man, for the trades for my end of it. I mean, we're both electricians. I don't think a lot of people know that aside from like our friends who watch.
Yeah.
So and you are luckily self-employed and you run your own lovely little business, and I am not self-employed, unfortunately, and I am employed through a company, and yeah, it's just kind of sucked. So been trying to pick up here and there on work for myself. You okay?
Yeah, I'm like chasing you, and this is almost behind me.
Like, yeah. So, but I'm back. So I'm back to work. We're finishing up at the not finishing up, but we're doing some roughing and stuff like that at the fire station. I today cut my hands up crazily because of all the boxes, and they're like 2 deep. So 2 boxes deep in the wall, and I'm like shoving stuff in there and just all my fingers on metal.
I got little hands. I think my hands are big, but I think I got little hands, and I can reach into really good places.
Yeah, I think I've got small hands too, but apparently not so much.
You've grown.
No, I don't know, man. And I need to clip my fingernails.
I just did that
do
today.
some grooming. I need to do some grooming.
I feel pretty good.
Well, normally it's not me who does it. It's my lady. She does it for me, so it's kind of. But no, she's not doing it. I've been doing it, so there's that issue.
You got the black man nails.
I do. The long ass thumbnails.
My cousin's not black, but his are like the same. Call them Flintstone fingers.
Well, I've been biting my fingernails and shit. So it's like, and I know that's bad, but I mean, I try not to, but I can't really help it. Can't do anything about it. But yeah, so just been getting back to work, which is good, and I'm grateful for. I'm going to be a little bit more consistent. We started filming this a little bit later than normal too because of that. So
I feel like we're more ready this time though.
True. We did come in, and by the time I got in, because I came in a little bit later, tons of shitty traffic on the 99. Well, the junction from the 180 to the 99 northbound. Oh my God, it was horrible. I sent you that picture, and you said it looks like I'm driving into hell.
Yeah, the sun was setting there, and it was just all red, like Armageddon was about to happen.
It was pretty bad. I'll see. Maybe I could put the picture up, pop it up in post for the video. But yeah, that just sucked. I sat there for like a good 15 minutes. I felt like just waiting to move, and finally got moving. But had to get home, rush, shower, change, and head on over here. It was filthy. So even my boots are still kind of dirty.
I just cleaned my boots, nice and clean.
Mine are a mess. So anyway, what's been up this week? Anything?
So I've been playing that Torn game with Alex.
Torn?
It's a text-based game that he was talking about on Saturday.
Yeah. And he was like, it's like an old school, like, text-based RPG like you would get on, like, your old computer. You'd play on your old computer.
Well, today we got married.
You and him?
Yeah. It was a pretty good ceremony. I'll get back to that later, though. But I didn't know you were working, but yesterday, it was like such a nice day. The visibility was like infinite. You could see all the mountains and everything. So I was going up the 168 after I dropped the kids off from school, passing Praylor, and I see Austin's house, and I'm like, oh, he's gone. You must be working. So that was when you said you were working.
Yeah.
And going up the 168, I'm like more than halfway up the hill. And I see snow all over the road every now and again, but it's coming off the car. So I'm like, it's from way up there.
Yeah.
So
people are carrying it down. It's good. I mean, we got a lot of snow really quick, like at random, which is pretty good. I heard China Peak is now like not using their imitation snow. They're just, it's available. It's natural snow. So I think that's pretty good. I don't know. It's been really clear and a lot of rain, like on and off.
Yeah, I've seen something. They're predicting there's going to be a lot of rain again this year, but we'll
like last year.
See. Yeah. I mean, it's still winter time, but this is Fresno.
Yeah, it is. I mean, who knows? It could randomly be hot as hell for no reason. Just here, California. But it also could just be icy as it's been. Like I walked outside, the battery in my G35 is just completely dead. I'm assuming because I haven't been driving it in the cold weather, so I threw that on the charger, but I couldn't even pop the trunk to my car because it was frozen shut. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, well, I'm going to leave it alone. I don't care. But I needed to get my hard hat out of there, and so I just went to work without my hard hat because I couldn't open it, and I didn't want to waste the time. So
I know. Going up that 168, the road was icy, and I didn't see it until, like,
oh, my gosh.
I turn this corner, and it's like the dark side of the mountain, and it comes up so fast, I don't notice it's icy. I'm like, whatever. And then I see two cars attaching chains off to the side. I was like, oh, it's two cars, though. So I was like, I'm in a truck. And then my back end starts sliding. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's scary.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to turn around pretty soon. I'll find a turnout. And 1 second later, it's like, well, it's too late. I'm just like sliding nonstop.
No.
And so I stop, and then my truck is sliding like all the way to the end of the road. Like, oh man, am I gonna slide off the mountain?
Dude, that's terrifying. I've never had an instance where like I was just like looking at certain. Well,
that's never happened to me. But I was like, fuck, there's nothing I could do.
mm-hmm.
I'm used to like mud and dirt.
Yeah.
Like I could get out of that. But if you do anything like that from what you're used to,
Yeah.
you're
Anything
screwed.
outside of
And
the
there's
normal.
ice. It wasn't even snow, it was ice.
I used to have a 2015 Kia Optima, and we took a trip. Me and some friends, we took a trip up. We went up to Shaver. We just spent the day at the lake or whatever, and we were coming back down the mountain, and we were jamming. Like I was driving illegally fast, like very fast. And you know, 4 lanes is really wide open, and 4 lanes.
Yeah.
And there's never really that much traffic. Dude, I was going like 90 down the mountains, and I started having brake failure. It was the scariest moment of my life. I'm like sitting there like pressing the brake, and I can hear my brakes and just not doing anything. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, we might not make it. But I think what it was just like my brakes got super overheated, and from getting super overheated, they just started to like fail during the time. Because once we got off the mountain and into the hills, it got a lot better. But going down that mountain, dude, they were not. It was terrifying because it was like a car of like 5 of us, and we're just like, well, it was a nice day. It was a nice life. Good knowing you all.
Just cruise in 3rd gear, just drop it down and don't touch anything. You're
Yeah.
good, doing about 60.
Yeah. So I want to ask you really quickly, like, how do you feel about pranksters? Modern pranksters. I'm not talking about like old pranksters and they like, you know, smack you in the face with the pillowcase filled with feathers and you cover
I don't
in tar.
mind it because I like it,
Mhm.
like doing shit like that too, but I always take it too far, like every other little boy would type of thing. Like
Mhm.
you're
So
just doing it and then it's like, oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that.
So
Sorry.
there was this kid recently, grown man, a little bit like a child, but he lives in, I think like Amsterdam or something like that, the Netherlands, and he filled a bucket filled with feces, piss, sewage, and all this other stuff, right? And he walked on a train and he dumped it on someone
Dang.
as a prank.
That's like straight hazardous.
Exactly. I was going to say, do you consider that to be a prank?
No, that's I don't know. I feel like you should go to probably jail for that.
Yeah, it's like biowarfare, dude. You're like dumping an actual biohazard on people. He did it recently, and luckily a lot of the news sources that have been like reporting on it and talking about it have just kind of scrubbed his name, so he's not getting any like fame for it. His handle's not there, his name's not there, nothing is available for him, so it's just like his face. So you just see him and you're like, man, that guy's a piece of shit, you know.
Yeah.
And the video is there, and like the guy who records it or whatever, again, I don't know if they were like kids or something. I can't tell anymore these days, but they're like sitting there laughing. I feel like that kind of stuff, right? Because to me, pranks were just like little annoyances. You do something that would annoy somebody, but you could laugh at it and maybe a couple other people. You're never doing anything that you would put someone's like life in danger or their health, because like I feel like with dumping that stuff on people,
Yeah.
a person could get like dysentery and other stuff and die or whatever. It's pretty crazy. Get sick, get really sick, diseases. You don't know if that dog poop had like worms or something, and you dump that on them, and I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's wild stuff. But I saw that, and it just made me think about it, because there's a constant rise recently with like a lot of these pranksters and stuff like that. People coming out and then just doing not even funny pranks, just doing whatever they feel is funny to them.
Yeah.
And there was that guy recently who got shot and then went into the hospital, got out of the hospital, and was like, I'm gonna keep going, I'm not gonna stop. And it's like, dude, you're lucky you didn't die.
That's crazy.
But I don't know, there's been that trend. There was the kid in the UK who was like running into people's houses as a prank. Like he would just walk into people's houses and all this other stuff, and like eat people's food and steal people's cat. Like he walked up to like this lady at the park and just took her dog and walked away. And she's like, oh, it's just an old lady. What are you doing with my dog? And he just walks off. I mean, he gave it back, I guess, but
that's like stealing your kid.
yeah,
like,
I'm like, to
law.
me, that's a no-go.
Crazy.
Yeah,
people are crazy.
But yeah, I just saw a lot of that stuff recently, and I wanted to bring that up because it's been pretty wild. People treating stuff like treating life like a game, or like life is just it's all about the likes you get, the views you get, or whatever. And if you're not getting likes or views, then you're nobody or whatever. But I think overall, at the end of the day, they're just acting like, oh, it's okay, it's not a big deal. Like I said, treating life a little bit like a game.
Yeah.
Other than that, another thing I've got that I wanted to talk about, just games in general. I think me and you are both very much gamers.
Before I forget.
Oh,
Did you probably don't lurk like I do on Steam? Like, so I always look at all the updates and everything, and like every day, all the time, 24/7, I'll click back to see like what's updating, what's not, keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen Lethal Company had a stock image on their update, and there was Mickey Mouse, but it wasn't the right Mickey Mouse. And I was like, oh man, this could be so cool. Have a bad Mickey Mouse in there, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
The next day, it was gone.
Oh, what?
And now it's just the same stock image without Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. That's crazy because I feel like we always talk about like playing games together and like doing stuff. I mean, not that we don't, but not as often as I feel like we want to, because we're busy, we work or whatever. And then like if we're having like free time, a lot of it ends up, as of recently, has been going into this and learning new stuff and just acquiring new skills, because I feel like a lot of this is just it's a learning curve that we have to get around. But I've been really wanting to play Lethal Company recently, and
no one's getting on.
No one's getting on.
No one
no
says
one's
anything.
Playing. And then when I do get on and I see someone in our group playing Lethal Company, they're playing with like their other friends, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess screw us, right? So I don't know. I've been wanting to play, but I haven't. So I've just kind of stuck my gaming to my normal habits recently. It's like Carlos has been like super deep in Baldur's Gate. He's been playing a lot of that recently. So there's that. I've been replaying the Batman trilogy, the Batman games. So Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. I just beat Arkham City, which, beautiful game, fun game, great game. Those games were easily just ahead of their time.
I never got to play them, but
dude, they're so
heard
good.
They're like some of the best games.
Oh, they're so good. They're so fun. I think that a lot of times people, I don't know, I feel like people look at games for just like the graphics or whatever, and the graphics in that game are good, but the gameplay itself is just actually good gameplay, and the story is good. Like, it has a good story, good gameplay, good everything. And I think that's why it won so many game awards and stuff like that back when it came out. But it's just kind of funny to me because when I, started getting back out my 360, as we were going to play not too long ago, and I brought it over, but we ended up not playing on it. But I was thinking about it. I was like, man, there are so many games that came out of like this generation that were just premium, just like really good games. And now I'm just kind of like playing back through them, and had them. I've got like this massive back catalog of games. I've got hundreds of games that I've just owned and never played. A lot of them are AAA titles, and I've just never touched them.
Blame that on Humble Bundle.
Yeah, that too. Like Humble Bundle, when you are able to buy them for so cheap, you're just like, why not? So I'm trying to go back into playing these games, getting through them, and enjoying them, going back through my catalog and doing that. I've got a lot of PS4 games. I think about 200 and something PS4 games. I've got about 100 games or more in my Steam catalog. I know yours is probably much bigger than mine.
Well, my Steam, I think I got like 150 games or 180, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I had in my, because I used to have another Steam account, and I lost access to it. And that had about 70 to 80 games on it. No access to it, so I can't play any of those or get back to them or anything, because I don't have the email address for it even anymore. So I can't even do like the forgot password, go back to the email and do it or anything like that. Forgot username. All of that's gone. But like my tenure on Steam shows is like 8 years, but in reality it's like, I don't know, like 12 almost.
Yeah.
It feels like, or something like that.
Mine says 18 years.
Oh, damn.
Because the first one I download, or the first game I installed was a Half-Life box pack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, it was the orange box. Yeah, and it had Half-Life, TF2, and Portal 1.
Oh no, that's the new one. I had the old one with like opposing force or blue force.
Oh, yeah. See,
because it was green and blue and orange and yellow, and I think it came with like Day of Defeat. No, maybe that's just a free game.
See, that'll just date my time on Steam to your time.
Because they made
Steam.
a new orange box.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah, my orange box was Portal 1, Half-Life 2, and and TF2, if I remember correctly. I don't know, man. Apparently TF2, I never knew this, but it's still popular. It's still being played heavily. You know what? Actually, it's crazy that we're even talking about this, because I don't know if you heard, but Valve recently like sued what is that? Not GitHub. What was it called? Something. But they were making there was a company that was remaking TF2 using source code, using the modern source, and what is it called? The modern like CS:GO source engine. Yeah. So they were remaking TF2 that way, and Valve denied them taking them to court, and then they're also doing it for something else. Dude, that's crazy, because now I want to know what that was. Let me see. Give me a second. I gotta pull it up.
Valve.
Valve lawsuits.
I don't remember what that original box was. Maybe if I put like 2,000.
Dude, Gabe Newell.
Oh, not 2020.
Valve sues. Now I can't seem to find it.
Oh, that's why. No? My tablet sucks.
I can't even seem to find what it was I was reading.
So who... So I know Valve publishes, or do they make?
Yeah, well, because Valve doesn't really make games anymore. They just kind of publish. Well, I don't even think they really publish anymore.
Valve is a developer company.
Yeah, but they also publish. Like Valve is Steam's or
developer, publisher.
Which way it goes, but Steam owns Valve, or Valve owns Steam.
2010s. Founding. No, I can't find anything on that.
Okay, hold on. I think I got it. Yes, so this is coming from knowyourmeme.com. I know, not a most valuable source of news, but this is legit. In a strange move from them, Valve has issued a cease and desist on 2 fan projects. Now, there's a lot of typing here. I don't know if I'm going to read it all. But, I can't read that word. And they've got an issue with Nintendo right now, but
I've seen that too.
So, basically, there's been a recent situation where Valve has requested a development cease and desist on 2 fan projects involving Valve IPs. A very odd move for Valve, as they're famously been known for being cool with many fan projects. I mean, as a lot of their games really have come from fan projects and are fan projects, so I understand that. Fan projects, including ones people can even sell for profit, for better reference, like Black Mesa, and then for worse, Hunt Down the Freeman. Never played it. First, Valve was asked the dev behind the Portal 64. That's what it was. So they were remaking the Portal games, but they were making it as if it was to be played on a Nintendo 64.
I seen that. It was like earlier, a couple hours ago. It had Portal. There was 2 Portals, and then someone was talking crap and said like, "Yeah, good thing Nintendo can't whatever." I was like, "What the hell does this mean?"
Yeah. So, for the behind the Portal 64 project to cease development on said project, and in this situation, it sounds like Valve asked the developer to cease in order to protect themselves from the possibility of Nintendo taking issue with the project possibly using resources that can be traced back to Nintendo. So this kind of makes sense. That I kind of understand why they would, because then they're in deep doo-doo with Nintendo, and as we all know, Nintendo is kind of like the fucking boogeyman. Like I said, as great as Nintendo is with making games and presenting a product, Nintendo is the most archaic and shitty when it comes to like their rulings and how they handle like their fan base and stuff like that. They're a bunch of douchebags. So there was that. No, it was GitHub. So the next one, Valve sent DMCA to the GitHub page for a project that was aiming to bring Team Fortress 2 into the newest game of Gmod creator Gary Newman, Sandbox. Sandbox, so Sandbox. But not much is known on why Valve sent a DMCA, but due to the combination of this and coding issues, the team that was working on the fan project have opted to cease development. So I think it was, like I said, they were trying to make it much more modern, and that got canceled. But it could just be because maybe Valve intends to do it themselves.
Probably. There's got to be something in the making.
I mean, it's been like, 15 years since Valve is actually, aside from like Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. But it's been a long time since they've actually done anything. So for them to all of a sudden now be like, yeah, don't do that. Why? You guys have always been okay with it before. So, I don't know. I don't quite get it.
Yeah.
And speaking of archaic and Nintendo, they're not as archaic. Or at least their technology's not anymore. There's been some recent leaks for the new Switch. You don't have a Switch, do you? Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I have a Switch. Because they came out with the new OLED.
Yeah.
But now there's a new one.
Is there?
Oh, not yet. But what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Switch 2 is coming out, and I don't know when, but they were saying that it's going to be just much more modern specs. They're going to, have like a NVIDIA something in it. I don't know. And just all around better quality. It'll still basically be the same console. You'll still be able to play like your original Switch games on it, so that's good. But yeah, the biggest main deal was just the fact that they are making something new, because now it's been, I think, 7 years or so since the Switch came out, and they're kind of right in between the middle of the PS5 and the new Xbox. I never remember its name.
I don't
Xbox
know. I just know
One or Xbox.
Like there's new
Series X
hardware coming out from Intel.
Yeah.
So like there was I forgot who made it. MSI. They have it's like a Steam Deck, but it's 3 times better than it at $699.
Well, isn't the Steam Deck like $800 or something like that?
It's pretty cheap now. It's like $399.
Oh shit!
I guess they dropped the price, but yeah, it was about that expensive when it came out. But now this MSI that is supposed to come out, or maybe it's already out. I'm not sure, but it's got like an Intel Ultra whatever new CPU.
Want me to look it up?
Sure.
New, what is it?
It's Intel Ultra. I think it's Ultra. Ultimate or Ultra. It was on the CES 2024, which is like some technology thing.
The tech event, yeah. Yeah, Ultra processors, Intel Ultra processors.
And there's new like micro sized RAM.
Wow.
That's half the size and twice as powerful as regular RAM that they usually use in those things and laptops and stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm going to get some new tech pretty soon.
Intel Core Ultra processor. Now, you know what's crazy too is that with new tech coming out from Intel and, soon to be AMD obviously to follow, they tend to, back and back compete with each other, but and Nintendo releasing a new console, a new Switch. That is their console. Most of their consoles nowadays are just handheld devices, but do you think that the console like the generation that consoles exist is getting smaller and smaller? It used to always be like 7 to 10, not 7 to 10, but like 7 to 8 or 9 years before a new console came in. But I feel like
it's getting longer.
You think so?
Besides Nintendo. Well, no, it's everyone. They're coming out with like these lights and this non-disc version and that version, but it's like the same thing.
It's the same thing. Well,
I think it's getting longer.
The reason why I ask is because, like I said, this is right in the middle of, Switches. The Switch 2 is right in the middle of the cycle for PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. That's the right one, right?
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of that. And if there's new hardware coming out or new tech coming out, a lot of these developers, not developers, but these companies that make these consoles, they're going to know that stuff is coming out before even we do. So they probably have already been given, like test components and stuff like that for them
working with
practice. And work on. I feel like, especially with the rate of like people just wanting to spend money all the time and people trying to make money all the time, it's going to become much more common for us to see the life cycle of a console become like 5 years.
It's going to be like cell phones.
Yeah. Which would be horrible. I would absolutely hate that. And at that point, I would just strictly stick to my PC. But
like Apple's coming out with that new headset. And one of the...
I think they already did.
They might
Or no, I'm thinking
not
about
sure.
something. I might be thinking about like...
It's coming up this year, I think. But one of their... I don't think it was a slogan, but it was a quote in an article I seen, and it was quoting someone said in Apple, and they're like, this generation plays Fortnite, but they've never played Fortnite on a VR.
Oh, so they're coming out with like a VR headset.
It looks like snow goggles. Like they're kind of huge.
Apple, let's see.
I mean, that does sound pretty cool.
VR headset. Oh, Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, that one.
I'll try to throw these up on throw like an image of these up in after editing, but so you can see.
It's that thing.
They look funky to me.
Looks so weird.
They look cool, but they look funky. Like.
And then now finally, like, Google Glasses was a thing way back when, and now it's like coming back finally. It's getting incorporated with everyone's lives.
Well, there's like those pair of Ray-Bans that have like a camera integrated into them with like AI and stuff. It's basically the Google Glass. So, I don't know. So could you imagine? You're just sitting down, you're using that, and you're just. I mean,
instead of buying like TVs, if you had a few headsets, I mean, that doesn't really get you hanging out with your buddies, watching a movie, or your girlfriend or wife or something. But
as cool as that is,
get immersed.
That is such a dystopian view of the future. If you think about it, it's like everyone. It's kind of like the Matrix. You know, you're sitting down. Everyone is plugged in. You're all sitting there. You're sitting on the couch. Let's say you do want to watch a movie, right? But you don't have a TV anymore because you guys don't buy TVs. Everyone buys these headsets. So you buy a headset. You, your kid, your wife, you guys are all sitting on the couch. Each of you wearing your own headset, watching the movie together. Just
shoot,
everyone individually. Just I don't know. That'd be kind of
having
weird.
your computer with 2 or 3 monitors. Now you just have a couple windows, and you look to the right, and now you have a giant screen that's the size of your wall that you just.
Yeah, that's true. You'd have to keep a wall clear in your house.
Maybe. I can't tell.
I don't know. It looks. I don't know. I think it's cool. I do think it's cool. That's exactly what this lady's doing. She's sitting there watching a movie, eating popcorn.
Yeah.
It
does look like you need some kind of backdrop.
No.
Or a white wall.
Mm-mm.
It didn't show anything?
No, look at their backdrop. It's just a brown wall.
Yeah,
That's like a closet back there.
I guess it would be translucent, and then they could make it just. Did you see?
Just walk into the.
You probably didn't watch a CES, but
no,
Samsung
I didn't watch any of CES. No.
Did come out with like a translucent TV. It's an OLED T.
But they've kind of had those for a while now. I feel
guess
like
they say it's not
this will be like
for
the
the consumers, like for us, but this one you can buy it, and it's pretty cool.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say this one is probably now for consumer purchase. I want to see, can you pre-purchase this? I'm gonna get us 2.
I don't think so. Just because they're everyone else, but they're also slower. Like they kind of make sure everyone does it first, and then they perfect it. Anyways,
I was gonna say I feel like a lot of their technology, you know, whatever you want, however people might feel about this, but I feel like a lot of their technology is just followed technology from Android. It is technology that Samsung may have had for the last 5-6 years, and then they're releasing it, and they're like, oh no, we have it. But like you said, it's like they take, I don't know if I would say they're perfecting it, but they do it in a much more simplified way that makes it easier for people who have just an iPhone or an iPad or whatever. It's simple. Whereas and I always say this for people because I prefer Android. I prefer Samsung phones. I have an iPhone. I actually have 3 iPhones, and they're all modern. They're all newer iPhones except for one. But it's not because I think it's a superior phone. I just think it's a simpler phone. And I think a lot of people like that.
But it's way confusing for me because I've never used an iPhone. So you have to know the shortcuts because there's no buttons that tell you that's how you go back.
Yeah, and there's still stuff that I learned, and I've had this for, I don't know, well, this one's a shout out, not who this is, because this is not, what is this? Quad lock. This is a fake quad lock. Quad lock's expensive. You use them for motorcycles, phones, locking your stuff on. This is like a cheap Amazon version. But yeah, this is the iPhone 12, I believe. And it's nice. It looks great. It feels great in the hand.
I have the 15 now. That thing's old.
Yeah, I know. But I've got 2 of these because my work one, this one, and then I've got my other one, which is really old, and that's an 8. But I like the button. I really like the button.
They're gonna update you, and you're not gonna be able to use it anymore pretty soon. I think they have like a 4-year deal, 2-year deal actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say they start to. It's like planned obsolescence. So eventually, over time, you think it's, you're all good, but they have it set so that way at a certain point in time, it will just stop working after a certain lifetime, which will then force you into buying another one or getting another one or whatever, what have you. I don't know. I don't know if I would end up buying another phone anytime soon.
Yeah, I got my Galaxy 24. I think it's pretty new. But yeah, it's like the photos are good, the videos are good. It doesn't lag. Like now you're at the point of technology that it doesn't lag or anything. I can do anything I want. Until my apps aren't updating correctly, I'm not going to buy a new phone.
But that's what happens over time. Eventually, like everything, even the apps that you've been running normally.
It's like video games.
Day one to then.
Running Unreal Engine 4, but now there's Unreal Engine 5, and now you need DirectX like 12, and Windows 10 doesn't support it.
Yeah. I don't have much in the way of like buying new technology for me. Like, as much as I like it, as much as I enjoy it, and I would love to, and it's not necessarily like a money thing. It's more of just like I don't know. I feel like just use it till it doesn't work no more. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's why I had like the iPhone 8 for so long. I had my Samsung Galaxy S.
Yeah, we had the same phone as the
what it was.
S8 Active.
Yeah.
Because that was the bulletproof one, essentially.
Yeah, dude. And I thought it was a perfect phone.
Yeah, it was.
Thought it was a perfect phone. I had no issues with it. Ran perfectly fine until like a certain point. But all phones are gonna do it. I kind of wanted to get one of the fold phones or flip phones just because I miss being able to.
Apple's supposed to come out with those phones again pretty soon.
Apple never really had flip phones, to be fair.
Yeah, but like Google Pixel and Samsung.
Google's doing it. Samsung's doing it. Give it a couple years while people currently talk crap about it, and then people are catching on and be like, "Oh, I want one."
Everyone that's had them, they always break. All of them.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I don't know why they would even be allowed to sell them, but you know, go Samsung, right? Yeah. In other news, I have none. I think I kind of ran through all the news I had, which was actually pretty good because I feel like that was pretty streamlined through everything. I think
it's nice and fluid.
Yeah, nice and fluid.
Oh, I came across they're trying to pass more laws about, it's pretty much welfare, but more of a universal basic income. It exists already, welfare, but like what is it? Alaska just passed this thing, so everyone, no matter what, gets $1,600 a year.
Even if, let's say, I make like 120 grand a year.
I don't think you have to make like a certain amount. I believe I didn't do 100% research. You could fact check me, but it's not that important. We don't live in Alaska.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone else that's going to listen to us does either.
Well, to be fair, a lot of that. I don't want to say like radical leftist ideas or anything like that, or progressive. A lot of the progressive leftist ideas do tend to make their way to California very easily, and we do tend to adopt those very easily. I'm not against all of them. I am against some of them, not all of them. I don't, I think that eventually, I don't want to say that that's a bad thing, because I do feel like people do need to make some money. But however, even if they're working a job, some people are not making enough. There are people out there who, let's say, for instance, let's say they could be in my position, right? Let's say they are an electrician and they have a job with a company, but for the year they only work, let's say, 6 months out of a year, Yeah. Now, granted, yes, obviously people can say, well, go get a job, go get a better job. First off, it's a pretty good trade and a pretty good job being an electrician. There's tons of money in it and all that other stuff. But when you're working with private companies and stuff like that, you can't always have a say in that. You can't control that, and you can't make that something that is just going to automatically always be better. So if someone is, only making, let's say they make 30 grand a year, right? And they work 6 months out of the year, and the other 6 months they're off because there's no work or something like that. Yeah. I was not off work that long, but
that's a pretty long time. It was like solid month and a half almost.
Yeah, I was off for about a month and a half. So it was pretty tough. And it wasn't tough. I had money saved, so it was fine.
But bought these mics and the camera over there.
I did. Yeah. Funded by me, but at the same time,
up in the Jeep from across town.
Like I said, I had money, but that was because I was smart with my money prior.
Yeah.
So I was okay coming into it. I wasn't like lost. And I wasn't like, damn, dude, I haven't worked for a month. I have no money. I have $0. It got to that point eventually, but I was like still even able to say, well, I can plan out. I know when I'm going to make a little bit more money. I can have a little bit more extra here. And again, like I said, you helped out a lot with that as well. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good. Keeping funds and keeping bills paid. Being able to pay for these microphones and the camera and all this other stuff, I think was pretty,
Also,
pretty decently spent.
status on the D&D table.
Oh, yeah. Finished.
It should, I mean, it's not finished. It's
Ish.
technically playable,
Yeah.
but Alex is too cheap to buy whatever we need. He's not watching, but he will.
He's gonna watch the video. He'll watch the VOD for sure. So
My torn spouse.
yeah, he'll watch the VOD. I want to run something. I really do. Problem is I don't know what to run.
So you're not ready yet?
I'm not ready yet. And I know right now in our campaign, so for everyone who doesn't know, we do play D&D. Again, I know we just sit here and we just kind of talk, but we're big nerds. We play video games. We play Dungeons and Dragons. We do Renaissance Fair. We're real cool guys. Video for Renaissance Fair coming up soon too, by the way. We'll do something.
Like dress up a couple times before the fair and people are like, what?
Yeah. We'll do some Renaissance Fair videos. Those
Put the swords up, right here.
Well, dude, why can't we just
hang them on the wall?
Yeah, I was gonna say put wall hangers, put our swords up when I get my new BKS, dude. Fuck yeah. We'll do a video of like the pickup and stuff like that for that one. But yeah, we're big nerds. We play Dungeons and Dragons. We've had a campaign running for a good couple years now.
Yeah,
and
long time.
We've made like zero progress.
Just one of the campaigns.
We've made like zero progress.
Last Saturday, I feel like it was like 3 hours, more than 3 hours, but we didn't play last Saturday.
We didn't play last Saturday. It was the Saturday before.
But we tried to play, and we did stuff, and I don't know what we did because we didn't do anything.
We didn't do shit, dude. I'm trying to remember what happened.
I feel like someone died. Not us.
Fuck, dude. What did happen? I think we robbed someone, maybe. No. Gosh. You see? But that's the problem. We end up getting together and we're supposed to play, and then we end up just like talking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's all of us together finally for like the first day in the week. Aside from, I don't really count Fridays because it's not everybody. It's the only day that we're all together and we all get to like just catch up with each other and talk about whatever's been going on in each of our lives. And it causes us to try somewhat to pay attention to D&D, and then we tend to just kind of gloss over it. And there's some of us in the group that just really don't pay attention to D&D at all, and they're just like whatever.
Definitely half.
Yeah. I am not a part of that half. I am always trying to pay attention to D&D. I do get sidetracked. I think we all get sidetracked a little bit, but some of us more than others is what we're trying to say.
I just remember I was really tired that last session.
It wasn't this Saturday because this last Saturday was when you brought over the heater, right? Because we play in a garage, like real nerds.
It was already there, but I turned it on and we ate. We all had food, I think.
Yeah, you guys had like Chinese food no, that was the one that we played when you guys had Chinese food. Because I had Chick-fil-A that day and you guys had Chinese food. And then this last Saturday, we didn't play.
I ate John's leftovers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I thought food.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember the name of the Chinese food place that you guys had, but that's what that was. I really we talked about, or our characters sold the action figures, right?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
So we had action figures made for us. If I know you remember that.
The Heroes of Barovia.
The Heroes of Barovia. And we were like talking about who sold the most and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, we added gold.
We did pretty good. We made some money. We went and did a little bit of shopping.
And you made the most.
Negotiating. I did. No, I did. I had the most money.
Because it was off a roll.
Most sold. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I remember now.
I
Because I
sold
was
the most,
like,
and I think,
oh man, I'm the highest. And then it went to John, he was low. And it went to Jimmy, and he was low. Then it went to you, and you were really high. I'm like, oh shit. And then it went to Carlos, and he was higher than me. I'm like, oh.
yeah,
I
it was
wasn't
gonna
the
say it was
highest.
me, then it was Carlos, and then it was you. I think in order of who sold the most. But you and Carlos only like were off each other by like
Yeah,
one.
it was pretty
So
close.
you guys were
but
really
you were way
close.
over.
Because I think I had like 36 or 37 sales or something, like, I don't know. It was pretty good. So they're like, guess. I came back and you guys were like, guess. Because I went to the store to go grab beer.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that, we made some extra money. We went shopping. That's it. That's really it.
Yeah, that's
we didn't
all.
we didn't
just
do
stopped
anything.
and talked about something else.
Yeah. I'm going to try to run something. Carlos sent me like a list of things that he backs on Kickstarter and stuff like that. And he gave me access to it. And he was like, here, go through here, check out something, see if there's something that you want to run. And
I did one of them. Took me, I think, 4 hours solidly. You could prep it.
If I
pretty good.
spend a late night tonight, which I may or may not, I've been really tired.
There was still like you have to make, you don't have to, but you can make backstories on certain characters that they give you. And I did not have the time for that.
I like to do that.
I just ran the campaign.
You ran the maze, right? The maze campaign. We did, yeah.
It was like the infinite cube maze that no one can figure out.
Yeah, we kind of fluffed that one pretty bad. Not super bad.
Well,
but
no one
bad.
cared about it.
I cared. I cared.
Carlos's map was awful. He'll never do the map again.
Yeah, he was drawing shit horribly. Garrett verbatim said, "This is one of the best campaigns I've ever played." And then the next one that we did was another one-off, I think, ran by Alex. And then he was like, "This is the best campaign I've ever played." And then
The ship one.
Yeah. And at the end of it, he was like, "Not gonna lie, this is pretty shit." And I was like, "What do you like? What do you like?"
I wasn't there for the last session on that one. Did you kill the Kraken?
I don't fucking remember, dude. Don't remember. I think so. Yeah. I
Probably just cut it off before the end and like, well, who wants to do the next one?
Yeah, I think. Well, okay, so my character in that got wild magic multiple times, and like lightning was striking randomly every time I attacked, and it was really powerful lightning, and it was just obliterating shit. And then that's it. That's all I remember. We were getting swamped. We were getting like just attacked by everything everywhere. So, but other than that, I don't remember much from that either.
Well, hopefully we play something tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said, I'll try to have something prepped tonight. I'll try to stay up a little late and do that. I've been going to the gym every day.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna mention that too. I've been working out too.
Okay.
I did some research.
Yeah.
With my weight and stature and metabolism, I have to consume 3,500 calories a day.
Yeah, so
I cannot eat that much. I've been counting
nuts,
and
dude.
trying.
I went to, when I first got my gym membership like 2 years ago, and I was starting and I was going really consistently, but the guy was telling me, the nutritionist, he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, honestly, he's like, for you, what we would consider is, or what I would consider for you is something that we call a dirty bowl. And I was like, a dirty bowl? What the fuck is that? And he's like, yes, it matters what you eat, but he's like, but at the same time, it doesn't. He's like, you have such a fast metabolism, and the fact that you're coming into the gym and you're, working out and being consistent. He's like, you need to just be eating a lot. And I was like, holy shit. And then my doctor, because I went and I had to go have a checkup at with my doctor, and she's like, you should make sure that you're snacking and eating something consistently through the day. She's like, if you're not eating a meal for every meal, if you're not having every meal, you need to make sure that you're snacking consistently throughout the entire day.
I heard.
And then the nutritionist told me the same thing.
At least minimum every 2 hours, you need to be eating something.
Yeah.
I've been trying, but like, I woke up and I had my coffee, took the kids to school, came home and showered, and then I made 2 fried eggs, and I made a big ass shake, like 64 ounces, which was like 1,200 calories. It was tight.
What kind of shake?
It had 2 Chobani yogurts, 2 bananas, 1 scoop of whey protein from Costco, a cup of milk,
You need to switch over to that muscle milk, dude.
And
it's the best shit you'll ever drink.
4 tablespoons, like 4 big giant scoops of
Don't say peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Oh God. I like peanut butter, but I feel like it's just too overbearing all the time, and so I take it in small doses.
I now buy the Costco peanut butter, the organic stuff. You gotta mix the shit out of it.
Dude, like the honey peanut butter though, like that's really good. I had this like cookie butter. It was like one of my old coworkers, one of the clinicians when I worked at the prosthetics clinic. He would bring in like his own like homemade jars of like jars of preservatives and stuff like that, his own jellies and jams. And he found this like cookie butter and he brought it in, and it was peanut butter, but it tastes like a cookie. And I had that on a piece of toast, and I was like, that I could eat a lot of.
What if you just
dangerously
get peanut butter with like your old school sugar and cinnamon mix in there?
Dude,
and you
that's
mix it
good.
Up?
But again, just the taste of peanut butter is too much for me. I barely like Reese's cups.
Where do you go to the gym?
I go to Crunch.
Oh,
doxing my gym.
Garrett was like,
to catch me.
"Oh man, I want to go to the gym." I was like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about working out, but just thinking about going to the gym, like I'm not gonna want to go."
Yeah.
So I bought a power bar
Mm-hmm.
and an Olympic weight set, and I'm gonna get a bench.
Yeah.
Because I want to do deadlifts, squats, and bench presses.
Yeah.
And I think that'll do like core. Because when I pulled that wire the other day by myself,
dude,
I was like going up the ladder and down the ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder every inch. But man, I'm pushing so hard.
Yeah.
My arm still hurts.
Yeah. I've been in a lot of pain, and I've been really tired because I've been going to the gym every day. I think I had one rest day this whole week. I didn't go Wednesday, but I went Sunday, Monday. I went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I went Thursday, Friday. Or I haven't gone today, but Thursday. So far, I've gone every day except for Wednesday, and I was like, I'll probably end up going later tonight too. I don't know. I try to go like an hour before closing or something, get an hour and a half in or so.
It's like 8 o'clock or 7.
Well, no, they close at like 11. But last night, the only reason why I went last night was because I was tired, like super tired at like 5 o'clock. I cooked dinner when I came home from work, and then was just like and then I cleaned. I cooked, I cleaned, and I was super tired. And I was like, I can't go to sleep now because otherwise I'm going to wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and not want to go back to sleep. So I was like, I'm going to go to the gym, exercise, and, be done with it. So I went to the gym, I exercised for like, I was there for like I was there for a long time. I was there for like 2 hours.
Andrew Huberman says don't go more than an hour.
Yeah. Well, that's what I try to do. I try to do like an hour to an hour and a half. But I have like my set thing that I do when I go in, so it's like it's always the same thing, and it depends on how, like, I can go in, have my gym like exercise routine and everything, get it all done in an hour if I'm in and out. If I have to wait for other people and like machines and stuff like that, then it gets extended. But and gym etiquette is just horrible. People are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Like there was these 2 chicks just kind of on this one machine, and it was like one of the few machines I needed to use. There was 2 machines, right? And it was these 2 girls. The other girl wasn't using it. She didn't use it at all. The other girl was. She sat on that machine for like 45 minutes. And when I say sat on the machine, I mean she did not use it. She just sat there and talked with the other girl the whole time.
When I was looking at like gym stuff and trying to get into it, like I seen so many posts like that on Reddit. They're like, the things I hate most about the gym are the people that just sit there.
Yeah.
While you're trying to use it, or someone like there's the squat fucking whatever area, and someone puts a bench there and starts bench pressing on the squat.
And it's like,
machine.
this is not what this is for. Move. That
I learned a lot in a couple days.
I told Carlos. Carlos has been trying to go to the gym with me too. He wants to get back. He wants to get in shape. I don't want to say back in shape, but get into shape. And I took him, and we were there, and I was like, well, we need to use that machine. We need to use that machine, but I told him, I said, one of the worst things is people who hog multiple machines, and they act like they own the gym. And it's like, I get it, it's a public gym, but show some restraint, be respectful. And this guy was using one of the bench presses or chest presses, and then he was jumping from that machine to the it's like a back lat pull or whatever, and he was using both in between. Like he would do like 10 reps on one and then jump off and run to the other one and leave his stuff at the other one. So you're like, people have to use that, and he spent a long ass time there. And then on top of that, he wasn't doing either of the exercises, right? He's like doing the lat pulls, and he's like just like throwing himself back, and I'm like, dude, you're not even exercising accurately.
That's why I don't want to go to the
like,
gym.
What
either.
are you doing? So, but it is good.
Garrett to show me how to do all this shit.
You want Garrett to show you?
I'm sure he knows how to do it.
Yeah, he does. He was getting pretty.
He at least took steroids. He's got to know what he's doing.
Yeah, he better. But yeah, he knows what he's doing a little bit, so it's good to have him around. I used to go really consistently, and I was getting pretty big. I think like my body shape, yours as well. I think our body shape is pretty prime and pretty good. Our health is pretty good, so we're lucky that we have the high metabolisms that we have.
The key points were like just being healthy, already eating healthy. Don't eat McDonald's to try to get your weight up or nothing. So yeah, we are lucky. Yeah,
so it's good that I'm like I said, I'm trying to go back and be consistent about it. So if I don't go tonight, I will be going tomorrow. And that's 5 days in a week that I've gone, which is more than enough. Realistically, you don't need to go that much. I do recommend having a rest day here and there. But dude, the harder you work, the better, the more you're going to get. And I've been, like I said, just in fucking pain. Carlos was like, this hurts. It hurts a lot. I've been sore for like 2 days. And I'm like, that's normal, dude. It's a part of it.
Shouldn't have pushed that hard at first, though. I always had that problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to start with like nothing. Just go a little bit. And I'm going to move little bits at a time.
Also, cardio, man.
A lot of
people
cardio.
don't do cardio, but you got to do cardio. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. And everyone forgets about it. And everyone's like, I got to have big biceps and triceps. And
I want a treadmill.
And I'm like, dude.
I want to run, but I'm too self-conscious to run.
Why?
I don't want people looking at me.
The gym I go to, they have like an indoor track upstairs, and I run on that. Cool. That's actually a part of my warm-up. So I get there, I stretch, I spend about a good 10 minutes stretching, and then after I'm done stretching, I walk 1 lap, and then I run 4 laps, 3 or 4 laps, 3 to 4, depending on how I'm feeling. And then after that, jog. You don't have to run, but jog. And then after that, if I'm working out like extra hard that day, after I finish on each machine, so it's like I do a machine, and I finish, and I'm done, and I clean it off, and I'm getting ready to move over to the next one, I sprint a lap. So I run another lap in between every single one. So by the end of it, I will have maybe sprinted or ran a total of like 10, 11 laps, which I think is good because it really helps with my heart. As I keep going, I start to feel a little bit better, even though it's like in the moment. I used to run track and field and do cross country, so I kind of understand. And I used to be able to run a mile in 5 minutes, 47 seconds.
I think I was at 7.5 minutes.
That was my mile time in high school. So it's pretty impressive, I like to think, being able to do an entire mile in 5 minutes, 47 seconds. And it was just me constant running and not stopping. And what I learned back then was when I would run, it would start to hurt, and you get that pain in like your side or whatever, and it hurts. And I initially, like, that's when I would stop. When I felt that pain, I would stop. But eventually, my coach, whom I hate, I don't like him. He's a bad person. I don't know if he's bad. Yeah, he's a bad person. He's a dick. But I learned from him, when it hurts, that's when you keep going. He's like, because eventually it'll pass, and you'll feel better, and you'll feel refreshed. And I thought that was kind of like just him, bullshit coach talk. But actually, I kept running, and it would hurt and hurt and hurt. And then legitimately, it would just stop. It would stop hurting. And I felt like I got a second wind. Your second wind comes in, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like able to breathe comfortably again and keep going. And I'm like, I can actually pick up the pace. And I would just do that. And that's how I started just being able to pick up the pace, run a mile, not be like stressed about it. And then eventually it got to the point where I wasn't even having the pain. So
yeah.
Gym stuff, man.
Did you take a before picture? You probably should.
No,
I took one just in case.
I've got some before pictures, but
not naked.
Oh. No, yeah, I've got some before pictures. I've got some pictures of me prior, but
I just took them like a couple days ago. I was
I've
like,
also
I'm
got
pretty
pictures
sure I want
of
to
me
see
when
progress.
I was too, though. I've got pictures of me when I was at my biggest, and I don't want to get big. I don't want to be like a meathead. I don't want to be swole.
Yeah, looking at all these videos and seeing all these people about this gym etiquette and whatever, and then you see these people working out, and you're like, these guys are like monsters. What the hell?
I don't want to be like the you take your protein type of shit, you know, but I just want to be like comfortably muscular as I am, or as I can be. And again, I was at one point, but I lost a lot of that.
I want like 15 pounds minimum.
Yeah.
And some tonability, like just, I mean, we already have tone, but
yeah. I was gonna say, like, all of my muscle definition is already there. It's like I could flex in front of this camera right now and take my shirt off and be like, and people will look at me and from the camera view and everything, they're probably like, oh damn, you're actually already ripped, but I'm not. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's fake. It's just the lighting skinny. And yeah, exactly. We're skinny, so all of my muscle and tone definition is already there. It just shows. But I need size. I need them a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
I don't know how long we've been doing this episode.
It says an hour ago, but not. It's like YouTube hour ago, so.
Oh, like fake hour ago.
Yeah.
Well, one other thing I wanted to add, because we talked about it, but back to the Renaissance Fair thing. As you know, we've got Renaissance Fair coming up here again in April. As we're recording this, I don't want to date us, because then if I upload this late,
yeah, you can't say in 3 weeks.
Yeah, people are gonna shit on me. But
April 12th and 20th.
Yeah, they're like, why did it take you so long to edit and upload the video? Sorry.
Hopefully it just throws itself on there.
Yeah. So I mean, that'd be great.
I don't think this video needs too much editing.
I don't think so either. I think it's fine as it is. I don't really want to have to edit it.
Yeah.
But we've got Renaissance Fair coming up, and I haven't changed anything about my garb or anything like that. I think it's pretty much where it's going to be for now. I might make some slight changes, maybe just like quality material things, certain items. But I wanted to get a gambeson for Alex, and he knows, so it's not like this is a secret. He's aware. And I haven't gotten it for him yet, because I wanted to get it for him for Christmas, but during Christmas time I didn't have as much money as I normally would. So
yeah, gambeson would be so perfect for that fair, because it's not too cold, and it does get hot, but that's only if you're in the sun. So gambeson would be perfect.
Well, because then I could take off my tunic or tabard. I could take off my tabard and just wear the gambeson.
Yeah.
But I want to get something for him, and I figure Garrett's already got one. I don't know. I was just thinking about like all of us as a team having them, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I was gonna say we should do a video, as I was saying before. The video for Brady, we go out to his place.
Well, I don't know
if he's cool with a camera.
I would like. Oh, I don't know. Maybe just video the drive there, because I wouldn't feel comfortable posting anything about his house. And
yeah. Not to dox him or anything like that. Yeah, just like not his house, but the stuff that he's got. You know, some of the cool stuff, just some of the items. A video of us going up there. You know,
and maybe a couple pictures of some swords or some items that are rare, no one's bought in forever. $80,000 sword or something.
Yeah, maybe help promote a little bit, and I don't know, maybe get some of his stuff out there. I mean, more out there. Not that BKS swords and stuff aren't already pretty well known. Us. So yeah, genuinely. But yeah, I wanted to do that, and we need to also do some training. We need to do some practice. We gotta fight, not just swords, but hand-to-hand combat. And
I need to talk to Ronnie about his setup, because I don't know if I'd end up like a full-time fighter or not. I guess I might. Because it wouldn't be open.
Well, yeah, during the day. Well, no, yeah, during the days you would still be, because the Dirty Scots would still sell during.
They're not going to do anything.
No, I know, but I was
yeah.
saying when they did, they would still sell during the day.
Yeah.
Sell.
Oh, they wouldn't sell. They'd just give it to you.
Yeah, serve, I should say. They would serve during the day, but that was, their clientele really came at nighttime.
Mm.
So it really depends on how Ronnie wants to run that, if he wants to do a day and night kind of deal, or if he wants to do a just nighttime.
That's what I was thinking about. I guess we'll see.
Because I don't think he's not taking off from the guild. He's still going to be a part of the guild.
Yeah, it's going to be like still in the same
in our encampment.
Ropes.
Yeah.
Still the same guild.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably have a little post with his name on it or whatever, but
that's great, man. I think we've got a lot coming up that's going to be really fun. A lot of stuff that's just fun for us to do in general. Not to mention the content that we can gain from it, and just a good times. I'm excited that Garrett was really into it and he enjoyed it as much as he did. Carlos enjoyed it, so John says he'll still be in. So
some of those wooden Slayer swords, I forgot what they're called, beaters, trainers.
Yeah,
we need those. Those are kind of expensive though.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know whose I used when I fought Christine, but
I would just get some like bamboo sticks out of someone's
the kendo
yard.
Sticks. Yeah, you can just bamboo kendo sticks aren't expensive, and those last you forever. Again, bamboo is some of the strongest wood, super flexible, smack together 24/7, hard and everything, and they'll keep going.
Yeah.
I had 2 of them actually. I don't know where they are anymore. I don't have them anymore. Probably was in my storage unit, and then I sold everything in that storage unit.
Oh.
So, yeah.
All right. I guess that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining in on the Press Podcast. This has been your host, Eli and Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Yeah.
His name is Jeff. His name is Jeff. And, be sure to check us out on YouTube, as you guys probably already are. This is probably going to become the new streaming platform with might be a little bit ease of use for us and everything.
Much easier.
And fingers crossed. If we do happen to, check us out on Twitch. If we end up streaming on Twitch, that's twitch.com/pressed vids.
YouTube is just pressed vids.
We don't even need to tell them, because if they're here and they're watching, they already know.
Our handle. Yeah.
It's just pressed vids.
It's fine. You'll find us.
Yeah, you'll find us.
You're here.
Yeah, you're already here. And other than that, keep an eye out for us to post a link for the Patreon and other services if we get any.
Yeah. All right.
Don't be pressed.
This is episode 4.
See you
on the next one. Got to figure out how to stop this stream now.
I know. See, now you got to get up and cut it. See, this is what has to be edited.